God help me. God give me the fucking strength. Men, sports, LeBron James, glasses.
My dad's coming to town next week.
Okay. Flubbed. Excuse me.
The Antagonist movement. Those guys are posers.
No, I won't do that. All right. Can you tell us how you got involved with the Antagonist movement to do the show tonight? I didn't know I was. Right on. That's cool, Anna. Oh, amen.
Yes. About time.
Florida.
She can't do it anymore. CCW's gonna burn her.
Can you tell us about your art that you're showing tonight?
What do you want to know?
Where's it come from? What's it about?
It comes from my movies. They're frame blow-ups from films like Wars, Menstrual Envy, and Why Do You Exist?
Good to know. Cool. What I want you to do is you look into the camera and say the Antagonist movement, those guys, and like the worst possible fucking insult you could think of. Like the Antagonist movement, those guys gave me syphilis, they took my fucking puppy. Just insult us as best as you can.
So you want me to be your sock puppet?
Exactly.
It's not gonna happen, pal.
Calorico Suave my ass.
Do I have to say something now?
You're breaking time code.
I ain't breaking shit.
Are antagonists really immortal? Yes.
Duh.
You don't care.
Hey, she's a woman.
Try to even begin to pretend to believe that you care.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't know we were immortal. Go get
How do you think Ray Ramon's still alive?
Go get me some. Go
Look,
get me
I'm
some
gonna smash this bottle
heroin.
and I'm gonna cut your throat with it, and then you'll still be alive.
Well, go get me some heroin.
The only thing that can kill an antagonist is another antagonist.
Well, so if you give me the heroin, I could possibly die.
Yes.
I could have somebody else give me the heroin.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you used to be a genius?
You can be 2 steps removed from it, though.
Yeah.
If Dan makes a call to another guy who makes a call who gets you the heroin and then you shoot the heroin, you're okay. As long as you're like 2 steps removed from
it. You know anybody who has?
I can get you heroin.
Why? I can't die from it.
Because you couldn't hang out when you were fucking high.
That's true.
Cool. Tell us about your art, what you're doing tonight.
Well, I usually paint things that affect me and that I see in the world. Vice and sick perverted sex and anti-Semitism and friends at clubs and bars and things that I find interesting and, kind of commenting, I guess, on my world.
Hey, man, you want to do some blow? Hey, I was talking.
You guys are horrible when you're performing for the camera.
Thanks. What's the go here?
Dan, the funny thing is, Dan just said that for the camera.
I know, it's great. What is this?
Me and Carlito took his father's church van. We picked up all the fellas and headed toward Lindsay Park to cop some weed. We parked the car in front of the weed spot, a bodega with some wicked tray bags. We were all outside the van hanging out now. We started smoking weed and drinking pink champagne. It was the late 70s, that's what we did. All of a sudden, this old lady comes flying out of the window right above the bodega. She didn't fall, somebody pushed her out. Carlito and my brother Willie go up to investigate. All of a sudden, this guy comes flying out of the window. He lands really hard. The next thing I see is Willie and Carlito looking out the window. They tell us to hold on to the guy until they come down. Apparently the guy was drunk, so he got all weird with his grandmother. Next thing you know, he goes berserk and pushes her out the window. Carlito and Willie wanted to hold him for the cops, but the owner of the bodega didn't like that idea. He knows the kid, he says, and he suggests that we take him around the corner and beat the shit out of him. So we do. Later on, when I'm in the precinct trying to explain to the cops why we beat the shit out of this guy, no one will believe us. 2 days in jail with all my friends. That's the way to go to jail, with all your friends. Let me tell you, you haven't lived until you had shared a bologna sandwich on stale bread with all your friends.
Yeah!
patrons then bring out dessert.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
not do it yet. Like give a little more.
Yeah,
people are talking. And,
no, absolutely.
And Ginny.
I just don't know whether I should be like trying to clear food out. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Everyone in the antagonistic family was invited to throw their name in a hat and draw out another name, and with that name they were asked to make a portrait of the person that they drew. Unfortunately, I did the drawing for everyone because no one was together, but everyone got a name at random, and they were responsible, like a Secret Santa, to do a portrait of that person in whatever way they wanted, whatever manner. It was completely free and fun, and that's what we've done here, and now we're showing them all, and now we're going to read Christmas stories, and then we also decided to have a potluck dinner where everyone brought food. It's really, really working out well.
To properly thank Catherine for putting this whole show together, for calling all the artists, getting photos to everyone, and for coming up with this great idea for Christmas. So please, a round of applause for Catherine.
Merry Christmas, everybody. I want to play some goddamn music.
Alright, it's the food that does not come apart. Show us, Dan.
You're eating a napkin, Dan.
It doesn't come apart, man. Like the antagonist movement, it doesn't come apart.
Festively full.
You can pick at it. You do everything you can, but the core team is still there. Oh!
You know you're not trying. Thank you for having me at the Antagonist party. I'm really honored to have been invited. There's a road finally accepted me.
Oh my God!
No.
There's artwork out there.
Yes.
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Turn it off for a second. Merry Kwanzaa.
Yeah, thanks. Somebody's drunk. Nobody cares about the dishwasher.
It didn't look like a lot of dishes.
I have not one but 2 cookies. I had 2 of them over there.
Ethan, if you want to do a toast, you do it.
Merry Christmas, Bryan.
Merry Christmas.
Hi. How are you? Good.
Happy Festivus.
Everybody's having fun and I'm stuck in the kitchen.
Dan is right there having a drink with somebody. Dan is having some stupid conversation on the other side of the little window.
Hey, Dan!
Where'd he go?
How you doing back here? Need some help?
Yeah.
It's funny that, Ethan's like, I'll do the dishes. Now he's making it glory. Look, I'm the only antagonist who really puts his elbow grease into everything. Look at me, I'm Ethan. I need to delegate. I have a need to delegate.
Nothing. We're getting ready for the show here at Black and White Fahrenheit.
A little bit of food coma after all that delicious food that everyone was so courteous to bring.
Yeah, a little bit of Jameson and ginger ale.
Nice. Bryan would like to make a toast to everybody, so
I don't have a drink.
That's really obnoxious. Cheers.
Attention everyone.
Max!
Attention everyone. Max would like to make a toast.
Max! Come on, Max! Let's make a toast, son of a bitch. I love y'all. Merry Christmas.
And our next toast, Pat Conley.
Max, come on! Max!
Come on! All your friends want to hear you!
Please not be that.
This is cruel.
Yeah, no, here's a spotlight.
Well, I just want to thank everyone for coming and participating in whatever way you're participating in, just by being here. And
Ethan, you suck.
So, Richard would like to make a toast.
No, I won't.
Richard!
Where's that?
Come on, Richard.
I love all of you. Cheers. Happy holidays.
Cheers!
That's a big microphone you've got there.
You can't scrape that out. Wait, you can't scrape that out for me. What's up? I got to do all the things.
Wait. Who said they were doing the dishes tonight? Did you?
No.
Did he?
I think so.
Ask him what he brought.
You can scrape it
Ask
out.
him what he brought to dinner.
What did you bring to dinner?
2 pies, pecan and pumpkin.
You know what? We all brought the roast.
Oh my God.
Johnny T brought the roast.
This fucking roast.
Talk to the camera. Say what's going on.
Johnny T brought the roast. Ethan always tries to take credit for other people's works, but you know what? He doesn't do a thing. Ethan's Mr. Idea Man. Too bad all the ideas always fail. That's what we've been talking about for the past years.
Ideas don't fail.
All the ideas always collapse.
Well, it's good that Catherine came up with this idea.
Yeah, thank God for Catherine, someone who has a mind.
They fuck up the ideas.
I know I've fucked up ideas, and I know he has too. Put the camera on Ethan. Have you ever fucked up an idea?
No.
And Dan.
As an idea, my ideas are good. As they're employed by you guys, have been fucked up. Don't spread.
Why is nothing we do right? We can't interview right. We interview every fucking day. We can't get good art shows. We have Jersey trash all over the place. Somebody tell me why we fuck up all the time.
We're not fucking up today at all. We've been on point today. We had the flyers. They
Max shaved his head.
We told them what time to be here. They fucked up the time to be here.
Why'd they do it?
We told them how the sound
hippies.
They fucked up the sound system. We done it all right today. We are on point today. We're on point.
They're all.
We're visionaries. We need minions.
Did you get the?
No.
Taste it.
No.
Taste it.
Not so much.
All right. How did our thing go? Say something to the camera. How did our thing go?
It was amazing. Such a good time.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to do dishes, does she?
That didn't sound sincere.
What did you say?
I said, yeah, you don't want to do the dishes, do you? Yeah, Dan's a little bitch. And because I'm the one editing this film, I guess that's probably going to go in, and all the stuff Dan's saying negative about me probably won't. Anders is the only one who's not a bitch, and Sergio is not a bitch. But Crispy, he's a little punk bitch. Yeah, Bryan's definitely a bitch. Bryan gets beat up every Thursday.
I know.
Yarmulkes go on, and Bryan gets beat up.
Is that the first match to Monday night? Is that the guy that's on for? No, nothing. No, I was intrigued by that blonde hair.
It's Ric Flair.
Yeah, that's Ric Flair.
Oh, Zig Terwilliger, ladies and gentlemen. Zig Terwilliger. Yo, I wrote my name in the bathroom. If you couldn't see it, that's your fucking problem. Anyone wants to stop me, come on up here. Chris, lock the fucking door. Lock the door.
You fucking asshole.
I'm gonna read my manifesto. I don't give a shit if you like it. You know, I took a few weeks off. My anger really stewed up. I'm fucking frustrated. I accumulated all this shit by trying this defunct social scene that we call New York. The new 20-somethings, yeah, and around that are wine and cheese and dinner parties and renting bars out so they don't have to talk to anyone they don't know. You know, these kids walk outside of a bar and they call their fucking friends inside. Joke in itself. And if you ever spoke to most of these dim, cocky pantyweights, you would thank them for keeping to themselves. You know, the only problem is that besides them, the rest of Manhattan nightlife is Eurotrash, third world fake pimps, and wanksters who are wannabe gangsters. Seriously, I tried to go to Webster Hall last night, and I thought I was waiting in line for my green card. This leaves me in the lurch since most of my friends are married, pregnant, or dead. When are these bar owners gonna run out of chic one-word names? Float, cream, trust, my, speed, envy. Those places should all be one name. Shit! You know, one name that's much easier to remember. It saves space, Mr. Bloomberg. Yeah. My list of proposed nightlife establishment names would be much more honest about New York City, from post-Giuliani to Bloomberg. Monastery, quarantine, and penitentiary. Those are going to be the hottest clubs when I am Mayor McCheese.
Christmas is coming right up. Within 48 hours. Today's what? The 22nd? Easily.
This is called a homecoming, sorta. I arrive home and my dad bear hugs me and wipes a tear from his eye. Oh yeah, Pop is a crybaby of epic proportions. It is so over the top that it is an actual running joke in the family. No one knows why he cries at sporting events, whether his side wins or loses. No one knows why he cries at Disney films. But as my Aunt Sally used to say, he's crying over himself. That's why it never stops.
I will give a performance tomorrow night, actually my second one. in the last couple months, talking about the art of professional wrestling, talking about the simple fact of the art or lack of. This is what's left after 30 years of professional wrestling.
Smelled like sausage. This story is set. No, well, it's set on Christmas, but it's not exactly your Yuletide cheer. You better get your head on straight, son. My father's voice booming through my subconscious. The light is red on the digital alarm clock. It's 4:30 in the afternoon, and the sun has gone down on this late Christmas day. I feel the cold on my feet as I make for the kitchen and a cup of tea. The flame on the gas stove gives me an updraft of heat, and I put the kettle on. Sitting on the can in an apartment with no doors, I see my roommate, Eddie, and his boyfriend sleeping naked on their backs in the room. Sheets are strewn on the floor. Only the light of the tiny tree with its tiny bulbs flickering, with the street light slanted through the blinds. Being dope sick, I shoot a bag. It only makes sense in this winter of my dysentery. Then I creep into his room and rifle through his pockets for a token that'll get me to work. No such luck. I think they've gotten wise. The two of them are flat on their backs with hard-ons pointing straight towards their chins. Eddie's head is lifted with some drool on the pillow, sleeping the sleep of the dead. Eddie's a frivolous fashionite with no worries, whose life is dictated by whatever fashion trend comes down the pike. I can't stand him, and I pay too much rent. And besides that, his boyfriend's dick is bigger than mine. I decide to slip their hands into some warm water to see if that old summer school prank really works. Nothing happens. Looking out the window into the dark, empty streets to see it snowing, I get dressed and head for the door. I decide to take another look into the room and notice a little pee filling each of their navels. Slowly at first, and then increasing simultaneously into arches of piss up their chest towards their chins. That first golden piss of the day reflecting through the streetlight that fills the room. Like two unmanned fire hoses, it finally reaches their faces. Just as I shut the door, lock it, and head down the steps, I snicker as I hit the street.
So basically, here's the deal. We've got a lot of the artists' friends and family who are with us, who we all wanted to go in together and do something for Christmas, so we didn't have any sort of idea. And Catherine Lyons, genius, thought of it months ago, said that we should do a Secret Santa where everyone draws a name out of a hat and does a piece about them. And if you knew them or if you didn't know them, if you knew them, maybe there'd be more personal things. If you didn't, it'd be a different tangent. But what we have are 22 pieces of art out there that represent who we think of the other antagonists. It's really a beautiful thing. It's really a nice thing, and you know a lot of love goes into it. It's not like going and throwing your credit card down at Toys R Us and buying your girlfriend a stuffed animal, you know? It's putting your heart and soul into something because you know that somebody's doing the same thing for you, and that's the beauty of the idea. And also tonight, we have coupled with this Merry Christmas theme of the portraits, we have readings of guys who are doing, I'm sure they're not all going to be happy, you know, jolly fat guy coming down the chimney stories. I'm sure there's going to be fat guys shooting up heroin stores too. So we just got to wait and see what happens. But it's been a great night and it's a great idea. Thanks to Catherine Lyons.
Yes, very nice though, Ethan. I was very sad that you want me to be a part of this movement, bring some food to cook. Thank you. Part of it. This is Thank you. Christmas party. Thank you. Peace out. Peace to everyone.
Flubbed. Excuse me. Must have been that pizza I ate. This will be on the outtakes reel.